Hello, you beautiful people out there. What is going on? This is your friend Britik coming at you fast with another Paragon video. Holy shit, he's back. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he has come back with a Paragon video to bless us with his voice and presence. But yeah, I took a little bit of a vacation for Paragon because it's ass right now. I didn't want to play it, but I'll probably be playing it once V43 drops just because that's the cool thing to do, and it's going to be a new update, and the cards are going to be nerfed that I really don't like, and I'm really glad that all that's happening. But there's something that I'm not really too excited about. That is the jungle changes. That's what we're going to be talking about right now. Epic just put out a post on their blog, I'll link it in the description, about the changes coming in V43 to the jungle and the Amber Link. I'm just going to give my highlights, and I'm going to explain why these changes are not good. Alright, in one light, okay? In some ways, the changes are good, but mostly in the way that I'm going to be arguing for today, they're not good, okay? So, let's get on with it. First thing is, Amber Link is gone, which really upsets me. And why this upsets me is because Paragon was trying to be an original MOBA. It was trying to be the most competitive MOBA, and it was trying to do its own thing. Over the course of months, ever since the departure from Legacy, the departure from fast travel, or not fast travel, but you know, a travel mode, from the departure of Orb Prime being dunked in wells, from the departure of Harvesters to the Amber Link, and now the Amber Link going away, it was just upsetting. It's just upsetting that they're just literally throwing away everything that made them unique and just becoming another MOBA. Just because that's just what works, quote unquote. That's what works. Because they couldn't make this version of their game work. And it's upsetting. It's very sad. And it's definitely an entirely different game now from the one that a lot of people have signed up for back in March. Back in March 2016. I like Paragon, mainly just because I like the heroes, I like the gameplay, I just like the fact that it is a MOBA in general, and it's like third-person action-y, because I'm used to more classical-type MOBAs, watching MOBAs, playing a little bit of League of Legends back in the day, so it's really not that big of a deal to me, but it is very upsetting, and it is a problem. Alright, that's the whole point of Paragon, is that it was supposed to be unique and awesome and crazy. So the fact that the Amber Link is gone, also separates the skill gap, or closes the skill gap, rather, because Amber Link used to be a really crucial part of a good jungler's balanced breakfast, you know, like you had to clear out your camps every 2 minutes very efficiently so the rest of your team could get more gold and be at an advantage over the other enemy team, and it's important. It was literally sometimes what made or broke the fact that, hey, you got an extra point to get this card now rather than later, and then boom, now you're there, you're ready to kill the enemy team because they weren't as efficient in farming as you were. It literally just throws all of that away, and it's kind of upsetting. Now, the second thing that they changed is now instead of that, they put the green buff in that spot, right in the middle where you're seeing me fight this Countess, right there where that Amber Link is, and they're going to replace the green buff camp with just another white camp. So there's going to be 4 white camps with a green buff camp in the middle. So where did that Amber Link go then? It's changing to passive gold gain, so now everybody's going to gain more passive gold over time. Just everybody. No matter how good of a jungler you are, everybody's going to have the same gold stuff. So what they're doing here is they're really ruining the competitive vibe. They just wanted Paragon to be the most competitive MOBA, and they're really ruining that vibe right now, simply because they want to kinder to a larger audience, and that's just upsetting. Like, if they want to do that, let them do that after rank mode comes out, because honestly, what happens is when you have a game and it's built around the competitive play, that game becomes 10 times better for casual players too. It does, because it gives them a higher ceiling to shoot for, a higher challenge, a higher skill ceiling to aim for. Why would you lower that ceiling? That literally means that people are just going to be less enticed to try and grind and play your game for longer periods of time. That's literally all it is. People are not really going to worry about farm rotations being too effective now because the Amber Link is gone. Yes, there's going to be new strats, I totally agree. Alright, when to get these buffs, when to get the white camps, etc, but still, it lowers the skill gap, and it's very upsetting, especially for a competitive player like me. And I know there's not that many of us. I know. We literally make up like 2% of the game's population, apparently, according to Agora. But still, that's what MOBAs are. They're a competitive game mode, and when you take the competitive part away from it, it just sucks. It's not as fun, okay? I'm not happy about that. I tweeted out, and I replied to Paragon, I'm excited about these jungle changes, in a very sarcastic way, okay? I did that. So, anyway, moving on. Let's go over these camps now. So the white jungle camps will now initially spawn a new large minion and then spawn up to 2 smaller minions thereafter. The large minion will award the bulk of gold and experience for a camp, so a hero who focuses on farming jungle will feel a greater economic impact over those who attempt and fail at ganking. So that was, I literally quoted the blog post right there. So there's a few issues with this. Well, one, it's not really an issue. It doesn't really matter. Two, one, it's not an issue. It doesn't really matter. That's there. That's my fucking. No, I was just trying to pay attention to this gameplay right here where I'm fucking around and taking a 3v4. 2v4. Sorry, I know how to do math. I'm sorry. I'm Alon's guy. Whatever. Let's go over to Lil Dash. Let's see how she runs away as Muriel. Anyway, it's not that great because what this reminds me of is this reminds me of League of Legends where you have the initial camp with the big minions in there, and then you need a leash to clear that stuff first. By the sounds of it, it sounds like they start off with a big minion, only one minion per camp, and then they add 2 more smaller ones, which, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see how this works, but it's definitely different, and it seems like they're going, it's different from what Paragon is right now, rather, but it seems more similar to what, like, League of Legends does. For example, from my personal experience, I don't know how much they changed it by now, but yeah, that's just kind of what it feels like. And I don't know how I feel about that, but this point where they made about who attempt and fail at ganking, again, lowering the skill gap. That is the whole point of ganking. It's a risk-reward thing. You do that on purpose because you create pressure on the map. You create pressure for the enemy laners. You create pressure for the enemy jungler when you go in and you gank. It doesn't mean you always have to get a kill. A successful gank doesn't necessarily constitute getting a kill out of it. It means applying pressure to help the rest of your team. And the fact that they don't want people doing that, the fact that they're promoting farming now, more so, it's just diminishing the role of a jungler. That's not what a jungler does. And it's so upsetting that that's how they decide to go with it. Now you're going to see more AFK junglers. And that's not what a jungler does. That's the whole point of ganking. In fact, that's what separates great junglers from bad junglers. Yes, they farm efficiently. Yes, they get their cards at the right time. They get the river buffs, whatever, but they also gank, and they also invade. There are so many little things to being a jungler. Honestly, jungling is probably the hardest position because there's so much that goes into it. There's so much to go into it. And that's why I harbor a lot of respect for players like Meds. I honestly believe that Meds is the best player in the game. Not just because, oh, you know, he can't aim or whatever, he has the smarts, but also because of the fact that he's a jungler, and I believe that jungling is one of the hardest roles. And I'm a jungler, so I kind of have a little bit of a bias to that. But whatever, we're getting off topic. Anyway, it's lowering the skill gap again. It's lowering the skill gap, and that sucks. That sucks. That means less time to grind, less time to have fun. That's why games like this have a casual game mode and a ranked game mode, but they need to be making the changes catered toward ranked, because that's where all their future is going to come from. That's what they want. They want the tournaments. They want what's going on with League of Legends right now, what's going on with Dota 2 right now. They want that kind of stuff in their lives. Okay, they do. And right here, I'm swinging away like a maniac because Countess went invisible. So that's why I couldn't see her. So it looks weird on that theater replay because it glitched out a little bit. That looked like a helicopter. But yeah, that's about it. That's it. Those are the changes to jungle. So again, lowering the competitive skill gap. Skill ceiling rather, and it's just upsetting. I don't know how I feel about these changes. We gotta wait and see how it turns out, but the fact, it doesn't even matter how the changes themselves turn out. It's the phrasing of Epic. It's what they are saying and what they are meaning with these words. What I'm hearing is they're not caring as much about competitive right now. They really don't. They don't care much. They're just here to go and get as many people into their game as want, to get as many skins sold as possible, and that's about it. Like, yeah, they're balancing the game, sure, but these little things, it's what you gotta look out for. It's what you gotta look out for to make it as great as possible. And I guess that's the problem of having a game that's both casual and competitive, because it's both on console and PC, and I don't know, it's just hard to get the best of both worlds, especially when you have, like, Feng Mao with shielding strikes going on. That shit's so stupid. Did you see how little health I had? Still got the fucking kill, bro. Still got the kill. Oh well, anyway, that's about it. That's my spiel for that. If you guys agree, let me know. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comment section below. It's fine. That's just what I had as a point of view on this whole subject as a very competitive player. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, make sure to have a wonderful day. Peace.